My name is Salma Delawar. My student number is S4842057, and I'll be doing this vlog with my partner John Johnson, and his student number is S3907759. In this vlog, we will be discussing abortion laws in Europe. Our research question is, how is abortion regulated in European countries? Today, most European countries legalize abortion. 24 out of 27 countries in the EU allow abortion on request, which is when women make the decision about whether they want an abortion. But there are still some European countries that have very restrictive abortion laws, such as Poland and Malta. Poland only allows abortions if the woman's health and safety are at risk or if the pregnancy was caused by rape or incest. Malta is the only European country that completely bans abortions in all cases. If a woman in Malta has an abortion, she could face up to 3 years in prison. And one of the most liberal countries in Europe in relation to abortion is the Netherlands, which allows abortions for up to 24 weeks. Abortion has become more liberalized worldwide. Most countries allow abortions under at least one circumstance, but there is still a small number of countries that completely ban abortions. Most of Europe, the United States and Australia allow abortions, whereas most of Africa and South America only allow it under certain conditions. The advantages of legalizing abortion is that it allows women, especially teenagers, to terminate their pregnancy if they feel like they're not ready to take care of a child yet, or if they don't have enough money. It also gives women control over their bodies and allows them to make choices that are beneficial to them. And some women need to have an abortion if their life is at risk. If abortion is completely illegal in a country, then there is a higher chance that women will die due to pregnancy-related issues. And also, preventing women from getting abortions could cause mental health issues such as depression. But there are still many people that are against abortions, and these people call themselves pro-lifers. They believe that if a woman has an abortion, then she's murdering her child, because they believe that life begins at conception. So if a woman has an abortion, then therefore she's killing her child. And there are also religious people that believe that having an abortion is an act against God. There is a conflict of rights in relation to abortion. Some people state that banning abortion is a violation of international human rights. For example, Article 14 of the European Convention on Human Rights prohibits discrimination on the basis of religion, race, sex, etc. So they say that banning abortion is a violation of this right because it's discriminatory against women, because it takes away it removes their control over their own bodies and prevents them from making decisions relating to their bodies. But on the other hand, pro-lifers claim that abortion violates a child's right to live. Article 1 of the ECHR states that nobody shall be deprived of the right to live. So the pro-lifers claim that a fetus is a living being, so therefore having an abortion is removing that child's right to live. The type of research question that we will be discussing is going to be a descriptive research question. So we'll talk about which countries in Europe legalize abortion. So we won't talk about why they legalize it, but just if they do or if they don't.
With the descriptive legal research, what we are attempting to do is delineating the laws that govern abortion both supranationally, such as the two polities, US and Europe, how and if they do have any laws federally that impinges on the sovereignty of the countries, if they do. And also we'll take a few examples of pro-abortion countries in Europe which are relatively liberalized, and then conservative countries such as Malta that are quite against abortion. And these two comparisons within the complex situation in the European Union, how these two countries will coincide in the future, if there are any growing trends, whether it's towards pro-abortion or anti-abortion, the polarization. That's how we're going to tackle the research question. To entertain the research question, I'd first like to introduce a comparison between two polities of a similar nature. the US government, which is federal, and also the European Union, which is a neo-federal style of governance. The first is the US federal government stance on abortion. They have allowed a consistent legal framework to encompass all the states, imposing a general minimum on abortion, what is required and what is not. The federal government has delineated a set of rules that govern abortion. In a way, it preserves a woman's right of abortion, but also allows diversity within the states influenced by local customs to adjust accordingly to what they think abortion should be like and how it should be regulated within the confines of the general minimum. Although, with that being said, it also allows for the states to go above and beyond the general minimum if they want to allow it to be more liberal. That's allowed. Dissimilarly with European institutions, comparably to the US, they're quite legally unarmed to tackle the issue. When I say European institutions, in this case, I encompass both the ECTHR and also the EU institutions. Firstly, I'd like to look at the Commission. Generally, they have in their legal repertoire a few legal frameworks that they can impose supranationally, which means that it impinges on every single country within its confines. The first is a regulation and also a directive. Up to this date, there has been no concrete regulation or directive to tackle abortion. However, there has been a few discourses regarding this certain aspect. For instance, the ECTHR, for those contracting countries, are very wishy-washy with regards to this topic. On one hand, they rejected all pro-life claims on permissive state abortion laws, but also on the other hand, they are careful in delineating whether or not abortion is regulated under the convention or is protected under the convention. As a result of the Commission and also the ECTHR stance on this, the states have a large freedom of discretion to decide what they feel is right for abortion. And also a wide margin of appreciation, which allows for diversity with regards to their local customs or whatnot. Due to an absence of a strong legal narrative stemming from the EU institutions, Malta in particular, likewise any other European country or member state, is free to tender to their own socio-political pressures and local discourses on how to govern issues that affect the citizens there. In particular with abortion, noting that Malta is 90% Roman Catholic, and F. Kisling, illustrated within his article Abortion and Religion, mentions how the Roman Catholic religious group has one of the most extreme stances on abortion, comparably to any other religious group in the negative, that they disagree with it. Abortions in Malta are covered by the criminal code. That means that sanctions apply. For a woman having an abortion, this can range from a prison sentence of 3 years to upwards. For a doctor, it can mean a revocation of their license and also a lengthy prison sentence. This is written in Article 241 subsection 1, Article 241 subsection 2, and also Article 243. In conclusion, the freedom of discretion of the countries to regulate abortion still persists. However, with that being said, if the European institutions may in the future impose stricter measures, similarly like the US, then the countries will be more interconnected with the way they regulate abortion, considering the fact that Poland in its most recent months have received backlash for having a strong stance against abortion. And the legal framework, similarly with Malta, is governed by local pressures and political pressures outside of the legal sphere. So this may influence as well of a pro-abortion direction in the future years.